6 minutes.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
This is real life over here.
Yeah.
When you're going live. So hi, everybody. Welcome to Sisters of the Mystical Tarot. Val is streaming us because of technical issues and all kinds of craziness on my end. So welcome, everybody. Hello. Myself, Allison, Aries Girl Tarot. Next to me, Allie, Heart and Soul Connected. Next to her, Marina, Heart Centered Tarot. Our hostess with the mostest, of course, Val, Dragonfly Crystals. Oh, I'm going the wrong. Sherry, Voices from the Swamp. I'm just glad you're here.
Up on my other computer.
And I'm sorry, Val, what's the name of your new channel? Right now I can't think.
It's Next Level Channeling.
Next Level Channeling. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
all right. Hi, everybody. So let's see. So tonight our topic is how each of us got started with the tarot and what that was like, and whatever you want to say about it. Like, why it came in, how it came in, how you went about learning it. Obviously, you're still learning it because it's a lifetime, in my opinion. What was your interest in it? Whatever. So I'll start with me, and then we'll just go round robin. So I first had a reading many years ago, and I just thought it was fascinating. I thought it was super cool, and I really enjoyed it. And I kind of thought to myself, oh, I would like to do that someday. That's really neat. And I did buy a tarot deck many years ago when my son was really small. And I fiddled around with it a little bit. I did not know enough to know. And there'll probably be a difference of opinion on that, or what I'm about to say. But in hindsight, for me, I should have bought a Rider-Waite deck. Because if I bought a Rider-Waite deck, for me, and the way my brain works and everything else, I probably would have gotten with the program a lot sooner. So I bought the Goddess Tarot, which might even be out of print by now. I have no idea. And I just kind of thought, oh, the pictures are pretty. And I flipped through it and I looked at the teeny, tiny little pamphlet that came with it, but I never did anything with it. So then I started watching, and I had a couple readings here and there over the years, but I started watching a couple readers on YouTube several years ago. And it wasn't until, it was before the pandemic, but probably only about a year or so before that. And I got the Witches, I don't have it in here. I got the Witches Tarot, which came with a really good book, a nice, sizable, beefy book that's like a tarot book. And I read that book and I started playing with the cards and I took it very seriously. And then I bought this book. And not that I'm big, I don't know. Actually, I'm not going to even say that. But this is Anthony Lewis Tarot, Plain and Simple. And I read the whole thing. I read it a couple times. And then I also got Kitchen Table Tarot, which I love this book. And she's a hoot. The girl that wrote this, her name's Melissa Sinova. And she's a reader, obviously. And I just started reading for myself and wasn't real impressed with that. And then I, bless my sister's heart, I read for her many, many, many times. And then a couple other friends, and I had a really hard time with the court cards, but I finally got that down, and I figured out a way of doing it for me. And for myself, I don't know about you guys, but I learned the major arcana first, and I learned them, in my opinion, very, very thoroughly, inside out, upside down. And then I did the court cards, and I did them with people in my life. Like my brother-in-law is the King of Cups, right? So like I associated personalities with cards. For me, that was the easiest way to learn it. And for myself, and I'm sure others out there, or you guys, or maybe not, how you read tarot is very personal to you. I'm about to wrap this up. But for me, I went very much with the traditional definitions of the cards. To me, that feels natural. I don't make up definitions and that kind of stuff. I know a lot of people do. I think that's fine. However, I guess I do to a degree because I've had a few things that pop up over and over and over and over and over. And so I'm like, okay, fine. You can also mean this. So I do have a few things that I've done that with. I don't get real involved with like, what's in the picture and all that, other than what it leaps out at you. And again, everybody's different. And I was just going to say something and I lost it because scrambled eggs before we got started, something that I just thought of. But no, and it wasn't until I'd been reading for a year or two that I really started putting together certain cards. When they go together, they mean this. That was very fun. That started happening. I was like, oh, I'm a reader now, because I wouldn't give myself the credit for the longest time. And then something else, just the way the cards talk to you, how they come through to you, I'm now realizing it is very, very personal. So, but anyways, I could go on and on. There's actually a lot more I want to say, but we do all need to have a turn. So, just for me, it's really come together, I'd say, in the last year. I'm absolutely in love with this art, I will call it. I will never let it go. I will only get better. I really enjoy it. And again, I want to say to anybody out there that ever gets a reading or sees anybody on YouTube, please know, and I mean this really nicely, people read how they read. It doesn't mean that it's wrong or that they're not, oh, that's not what that means. No. That card means what that means to the person that's reading it. I'm more traditional in the meanings, but the way I do a spread and the way I do this, it's mine. And a lot of people are like that. And I just really like people to understand that. It becomes your personal thing because you are working with your guides. And, that's just, yeah. So that's all I have to say. All right, Allie.
So, when I was in college, somebody stole a pack of tarot cards from the bookstore, and that mortified me, number one. But they kept pulling the death card, and of course,
oh boy,
they took it literally. And we kept telling the person, take it back to the store and just drop it off somewhere. That kind of scared me, though, away from anything. And then I ended up getting the Marseille tarot deck, and I don't know how to read that. I don't know why I got that.
It's unusual.
It is unusual. Yeah. It wasn't until 87 that I got the Rider-Waite, and I got the big ones to learn from, the huge ones. I don't know if you've seen them. I got the little ones. I go crazy. I still can't read tarot cards. So tarot cards and me just do not. No, we don't gel. So I did get this.
There's that too.
Yep, Intuit tarot, and it's beautiful. And I have it because I'd like to use it at some point. But I think that there's a freedom now that there wasn't before, and I think that stopped me, Allie. I think that it's you have to know exactly what this card means from this book, and I just didn't feel like that was good for me. But then someone just recently in the last few years said, no, you don't, like you just said. You don't have to know. It's going to be what matters to you. So I do like the major arcana. I do feel comfortable with the major arcana, but I don't like any of the court cards. I get all screwed up with them. And so I'm being very honest. I do much better with my oracle cards and feel more comfortable reading them. But I admire anybody that can read the tarot cards, because I think it is a dedication to something and a way of tapping into the mythic idea. And I had read somewhere, I actually did papers on tarot cards, but I read somewhere that it was a way of getting information out of, let's say, a prison, or it was a way of getting information out without
smuggling
out what it meant exactly.
Yep.
So
the symbology.
I always thought
they did it with tapestries too.
Yes. Yeah. So
Yeah,
and
very cool.
and so
Mhm.
it's very cool, and I love doing my papers on them. When I did that, I would do a deep dive into the archetypal meanings. But
The
honestly,
history.
ladies, I admire you for being able to read tarot cards. I really do. So yeah.
Yeah, it can be a pain in the butt, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Marina.
Okay, so when I first started, quote unquote, reading, I was using a deck of playing cards, and I had decided to, for me at that time, diamonds had to do with money, hearts were affection, clubs were arguments. Anyway, so
Oh,
yeah, it was. I would lay them out in 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 a format that I think is totally unfamiliar to anyone, because
mhm,
that's what I felt I had to do.
mhm.
When I did think about getting into tarot, I did find it intimidating to think that there's, this is a spiritual practice and there's deep meaning to these cards, and I owe it to sort of the reputation or the history of the tarot to do it justice, to know what it
Traditionally.
is that it's saying, right?
Yeah.
So I did. I got a couple tarot decks. I go for the pretty, right? If it appeals to me visually, I'll give it a try. And I wasn't really, I wasn't getting the message that the book said I should be getting. I was getting something else.
Right.
And it took a while to realize that, yeah, I read the tarot cards intuitively.
Intuitively.
I know a little bit about the history of each card and sort of what it represents, very rudimentary. And I admire anyone who can, like, for example, Ellie Down Under. That woman is amazing. She pulls up a card and says, okay, so this is this card, and it means this and this and this. And when it's reversed, it means this and this and this. And alongside of this card, this, I admire that. I wish I could do that, but I don't. I read intuitively. So I think I'm
Every
kind
witch
of
is different.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I can the oracle cards give me a little more leeway. Sometimes when I want to kind of have a direct answer, I will go to the tarot, and I'll look at it and go, okay, all right, this is what it's trying to tell me. But you're absolutely right, Allison. Everybody does it different. It's like,
Yep.
does everybody fall in love the same way? No. Does everybody raise their children the same way? No. You go with what feels right
Yep.
to you. So, yeah, that's sort of my history of reading the tarot. I have great respect for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I have a strange beginning because when I actually, for a long time, I've had somebody who is a psychic, but they use tarot to give them the inspiration to get the hits, which
Yeah.
I think we all do to some
Yeah.
degree. And before that time, before I got this push to learn, I always felt a little strange, and there was this inner, even though I was raised metaphysically, there the devil card and all these cards in there that were so intimidating to me for some reason felt so scary. So I know it must have been lifetimes when I was Catholic, or when there was some religious persecution.
Right.
There was some devil
Mhm.
thing going on in the background because it wasn't from this lifetime. Uh, so I had to go in as I started to learn and take classes from different people. And actually, from that psychic medium who did the tarot, I learned from her first. It was during that time that I had to let go of those old layers of stuff from other lifetimes so that I could view it as, yeah, this is your journey. This only means sabotage, or it could mean, whatever. It can mean a million things. And then I went through the journey of, same as a lot of you are trying like heck to learn what are these meanings, learn and learn and learn. I took different lessons from different people, but I couldn't just let it gel. I would sit there blocking myself from my intuition because I was trying to remember, now what is the meaning of this starting card?
Yeah.
Same as Marina, wishing to do well for the people and to honor the tarot tradition and get all the understanding of the depth behind it, because it's so rich. It's like Allison said, it's a lifelong thing. You never learn it completely.
Stop learning. Yeah,
Oh,
you never
yeah.
stop learning.
You never stop learning it. There's so many layers to it. So when I finally, I think it was a long time into it that I finally let go and said, you know what? These are my meanings I'm getting. And I just let go of what these cards mean. And there was a period there where my reading wasn't so good. And then when I just let my intuition flow and didn't care anything about book,
Yep.
it all came together and gelled. And I bonded with the energy. I could feel it settle in, and I got it. And that was a grand experience. So yeah, that was my experience.
It's very special when, and I know we're all different and we're going to let Sherry go, but like for me, when it all just clicked, because what happened was, although I'm a traditionalist, I realized I got to get out of the way.
Yeah, that was it.
I got to let my guides, definitely the best time I had ever tapped in with my guides was with the cards. And I was like, it's a tandem.
Yeah.
We're going to just do the, I just got goosebumps. It's like, we got to do this together. When that thing comes in, say it. And I just started doing it. It's like, and then it's really good.
It's very cool when you get them and say it.
Yeah. So anyhow, Sherry, go ahead.
All right. Well, my first deck of cards I got from Cartomancy Mesquite. When I finally spoke up in chat and told everybody, hey, I'm here, not knowing what to expect. And it's like everybody was waiting for me to say something. And within a couple of weeks, I got a DM from Cartomancy and said, send me your address. I'm going to send you something. And so I sent her my address, and she sent me this Everyday Tarot.
Oh, the Everyday Tarot.
It's a little bitty deck. It's like a little pocket deck, and it's very simplistic. Very simplistic pictures on it. Nothing fancy. But and then of course I had the little book. It really kind of helped me. She was like, just watch your shows, and when the readers are reading, you do your cards and pull along with them and see what you get. And
I did that too. Duh. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
and so I started kind of doing that. But being very OCD, I was also stressing on the fact of trying to memorize all these cards. And it's like, I am never going to memorize all these cards and reversals and uprights and this and that. And to the point that I would break out into tears and sweat sometimes. Just trying to mess with them. And I got really, really intimidated. And I saw Allie and Susan Lynn when they were doing their show. Allie was the first one I saw use an oracle deck. And I was like, what's an oracle deck? But I fell in love with what it represented. And then I started seeing other people using oracle decks. And the bell rung for me. It was like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to use those. Now I still buy tarot decks. I've got several. And sometimes I feel like I have to look up the meaning because it doesn't talk to me. But other times the card just jumps right in and says, nope, this is what it means. Go with this. I had a hard time doing that at first. And I had Sheila Celtic Tarot and then Linda G within like a month apart from each other. Both of them fuss at me and tell me, stop worrying about what it means and just go with what you feel. And it just took me a little while to get used to that. And then once I started doing that, and now I don't really obsess. I still use this little deck off and on. I bought a Rider-Waite deck
Good
that
deck.
has, it is a good deck. It's great for beginners. When you're just learning,
It's fabulous
this
for
is
beginners.
beautiful. I highly recommend it to anybody who's brand new at it. Get this deck to start with. But I bought myself a Rider-Waite deck, and it's got all the meanings, upright and reversal, printed on the card. It's got the yes, no, maybe. It's got the numerological breakdown of the number. It's got the astrology symbol and what it's associated with. It's got the ruin symbol and what that card's associated. It's like you can break down this card into so many different avenues. And I've just used it to just read tarot. I haven't even tried to go anywhere else with it. But I enjoy it because if I pull it and it just doesn't shout at me, I don't have to stop and get a book and start looking. It's right there on the card. All I got to do is look at the card and it tells me what it means. And sometimes I look at it and I'm like, nope, that's not what it's saying. And other times it's like, oh, yeah, okay, that's exactly what it's saying to me. So that's the biggest thing I could tell people is just start using them, start reading, with people that you watch. Just do it for yourself. I did some readings for friends and family at home just to practice on, that they were kind enough to let me throw cards and just learn to just let go and just go with what you're feeling. I mean, they'll start talking to you after a little while, and I tried all kinds of elaborate ways to cleanse and this and that and the other. And it was like, after a while, I was like, I don't need to do all that. So I have a few little things that I do each full moon, each new moon, and it takes me 5-10 minutes and I'm done. It is the Everyday Tarot Deck is what it's called. And it's by, I don't even know who wrote it. Let me look and see. By Bridget Esselmont. I'll put it in the chat. But it's very, very simplistic pictures,
Yeah, it's very watered down. It's very simple. I mean, it's good. Personally, I would say do the Rider-Waite, but we're good too. It really, to me, it just depends on the type of person you are. The traditional Rider-Waite is good because all the true detail is there. Get a bigger version than a smaller so you can really see it. But that's just my opinion. For other people that want to just more to the point, that's a great deck for it, what Sherry's got.
It even comes with a couple of little cards telling you some simple spreads and stuff to use. I mean, and most of the decks do that. But like I said, I use it every now and again. Or if I know I'm going to be reading, I'll put it in my purse because it fits. And I don't have to make extra room. But I just go with what you feel with it.
Thank you, Sherry. So, does anybody else want to throw anything else in?
No, just mention to if anyone's kind of a little confused as to kind of what's going on in the chat, is we had some technical difficulties, which they do come up, right? It's the universe testing us, right? How to breathe. So the questions that you had submitted were put into a format so that we could pull them out and you could see them and whatnot.
The banner
that didn't work out. So the next best thing is I just posted them, posted the questions. in here. There you go.
Yep.
So we can still read on them. It's just not the usual. So yeah, if you're
How is
wondering
it different? I'm sorry. How is this? Is this what it usually looks like?
It's Marina
No?
up there saying it instead of.
Yeah.
Gina
Oh, you mean because it
Adams.
says Marina?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't even
would
notice
just
that.
have
I'm like just looking at the banner. Okay.
You go, what? Yeah. And how you guys get your questions to us, because we don't take any questions in the chat itself, is every Saturday each one of us on our channel on the community page, we will post a link that says Sisters of the Mystical Tarot Rules and Guidelines, and we ask you in there to go in the comments, put your question in the comments, so that we have some idea how many questions we're reading on, what we're looking at time-wise, and so on. So yeah, it might look a little different. And I tell you, what I'm seeing on my screen is, I post a comment and I see it come up 5 times. I hope that's not what everybody's getting, because
It is actually. Everybody's coming up that many times, and it's
No, it's everybody's channel. It's going to
If you
everybody's
post from the StreamYard chat, it loads on everyone's channel.
except
It's-
Sherry's.
no,
Sherry,
no,
you're not getting it. It's not showing up on your channel for some reason.
This
Oh, well.
This is like
you're special. So yeah.
it started.
Special ed.
No, it
No.
started to do this malfunction where it would stream 5 of Allie or 5 of Marina. I mean, that many. And
Yeah.
you're on 5. Well, maybe you are on 5 channels. I don't know. But it didn't used to do that. So it,
No, you know what? I think Allie is right. There is something happening with the energy that has been a little confusing. It's been a little plucky.
Downright screwy.
Yeah, screwy, challenging. So I think this is just this is just part of it. And yeah, absolutely.
absolutely.
So yeah, Deanne, DFL Rocks, put your wait until Saturday, or even after this show is over, go down in the comments, put your question that you've just put it in there, and we will read on it next week.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. All righty. Okay, sorry, I'm done. I just didn't want people to come in here and go, what the F is going on? Why is she saying the same thing over and over and over again?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Can I just say that today on the Congress floor that Margie decided to show pictures from Hunter Biden's laptop of him in various pornographic scenes. And so it's probably got something to do with Margie, because that's against the law to do that. Just so you all.
Wow. I am telling you.
You know,
Really
just when you think that they have hit the bottom,
yeah.
one of
Nope.
them hollers
dig
out,
another
"Oh,
ditch."
my dear."
Yeah. But it is against, you're not supposed to, he can sue the.
Oh,
I hope he does.
that's a federal law there. Just
is.
like some of the areas where you've got AGs going in and pulling private records, medical records on children and stuff. That's breaking HIPAA laws. That's federal laws. You can go to federal prison for that.
Yep.
I worked in the medical field for 35 years. Yeah, that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
Yep. All righty. Okay, so Jeannie Kavanaugh. I don't know who this Heart Center Tarot person is, but I'm going to read for Jeannie.
She looks a lot like you, Marina.
Really? You think so?
Good image.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's interested in knowing what education.
And we need to start. Allie, are you ready?
Uh-huh. Yep. You want me to start? Okay. So
Do you want to go ahead and then we'll come back to me? Yeah, I'm switching decks.
okay. So I am really excited about what I got for you, Jean. it is doesn't really matter what you do. It's that you're following authenticity. You are being true to your own beliefs, your own way of living. No one else is telling you, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. You're living authentically by choosing to do whatever it is that floats your boat. So that's what I get for you on this.
Yep. I follow up with enlightenment. So whatever it is, like Ali said, whatever it is that you are drawn to, go towards it, go for it, look into it. There might be several things that you that spirit might encourage you to look at. It doesn't mean that necessarily all of them are for you. It's usually after the fact, when we look back, we can say, oh, okay, now I see how that connected and why this happened. And it wasn't for that, it was for this, and so on. But yeah, you're doing what you need to do. You're being enlightened. Yeah.
I pulled exposed and revealed. And here it talks about while we may feel fundamentally flawed at times, Spirit is reminding you that they don't screw up. They make magic out of everyone. And that you have magic within you. Basically what I'm really getting off of this is just to surrender your emotional hiccups, things that you think are wrong with you, that you don't read right, you don't do this right, you don't do that right. Throw all that out the window and just open up and let Spirit move within you. And because Spirit doesn't screw up, it made magic with you, and you're doing exactly what it wants you to do. So just follow that.
And I got the card that matches all of you, Heart's Desire. So
Yes.
This is really the same. The angels are supporting you, guiding you, and protecting you as your dreams become a reality. So it isn't that your path is, you have to follow this X, Y, Z. Your path is your first heart's desire or inkling. You follow the breadcrumbs, and like Marina said, it leads to another thing and leads to another thing. Then you look back and go, oh, the grand thing I was supposed to be doing is that other thing that now came into your awareness. So it's like the steps you follow, and follow the joy in your heart, and you'll be guided to do what is next. That's
Absolutely.
I'm biting my tongue off. There's so much I want to say right now. Okay, I'm just going to stick to one because we're only pull one card, but I kept switching because I wasn't liking what I was getting, and then it all came together when you guys were talking. And I'd find a coven. I'm just gonna say that, but I'll get back to this. There's so much I could say, but I'm gonna shut my mouth. Okay, so 7 sisters, which is funny. That's what we used to be, right?
Yep.
So 7 sisters is the name of this card. And the message is of creativity, which is basically what everybody was saying. So this is the one that came out of the goddess deck, or the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. So of course this is the one I went with, but I got a lot of witch stuff here. So just saying. Anyhow, and I heard the word magic come out of several of your mouths more than once. So yeah. So anyways, the message is create, create, create. You come from conjurers and creators. Your blood remembers. And I just got covered in goosebumps. Use your gifts to multiply your magic. You are a cosmic creatrix and creative force. And the embodiment, you are a divine nation within one person. How creative do you allow yourself to be? Break out of your comfort zone and into your creative fertility. You have the power that creates planets. So yes, you are creative. No one else's opinion matters. The mantra is, I am a creative visionary.
Wow.
Mm, nice.
Nice, Jean.
Very nice.
Nice.
Okay. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that might sound wild, but it's really not. I would find a coven.
Mm-mm.
Well, basically, that's what we are.
Yeah.
Kind of, yes, but I mean like an actual
In a
coven.
very generic
yeah.
sense of the word.
True. Yep.
So love one source says, new here. Do you have a message from family in the sky?
I don't know if they mean ETs or they mean their loved ones who have crossed over.
Yeah.
Right, kind of interpretation. I felt like it was family, but you're saying in this, yeah, good question.
Our galactic family.
Love
Is it
above
in the
one
sky?
source.
In the sky is like the galactic.
Look at the handle name too. Love
Yeah.
above one source.
Yeah, right.
Okay. All righty.
Message from family in the sky. Yeah, it's a little. It can be taken either way.
I mean, it's a little hard to. I guess they'll get what we're given.
Exactly.
All right. So
All right.
I get that you need to trust in the mystery of life. Whatever is going on for its own purpose. And you just need to trust that what is meant for you will always be there for you.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Perfect. Huh. And I got Lost Lands. And this is from the Starseed Oracle. And it says, soul, memories, and gifts. And you've done this before. I can read, honestly. I can. I am educated, but I just don't have my glasses. So yeah, you've done this before. So that's what they're telling you is when you get the feelings, when you intuit into something, is you're not doing something new, you're remembering what you used to do, as just like you breathe. Yeah.
Well, I pulled the Emperor, Archangel Michael. And on here it says organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. Basically, what this card is telling you is that Archangel Michael is an angel of strength. And whenever we feel like we need extra strength, he's someone we can call on to help us. Now, whether if you believe in angels or not is your prerogative. I don't want to make you believe in something maybe you don't. But you can still convert that to any other type of higher power that you believe in or that you accept, to know that they're there to help you when you require extra strength. And it's not just physical strength. It could be mental, it could be spiritual, it could be emotional. We all go through things. And we all sometimes get pushed to the point that we feel like we're going to break, and we have to get someone else to kind of walk in and put their hand on our shoulder and say, we're right here. Don't worry about it. We got your back. And I think that's what Spirit is just telling you, that they're there. They've got your back. Just let them know when you need them.
Yeah. And so I pulled the power of the divine masculine. And I don't know if you can see it, but this is like an owl above his head. And that's like this kind of wisdom flowing in from the universe. And see his hands, that's kind of like a galactic being, because he's out there in the multiverse, and down from his hands is this healing energy. And I feel like this is you. See, he is, the three beings are him, and like you are an aspect. And they're saying a balance, that balance of divine masculine and divine feminine within you, it's a powerful place to be. and that they are helping you become more balanced in that, because this is that outward going energy. This is that energy that can step out into the world and use your powerful gifts that you have and create and move energy for people, as shown with the hands and energy. Hope that makes sense.
And I'm not muted. Okay. So love above one source. I pulled for you from the African Goddess Rising. I pulled Urzuli Dantor. What just happened? My screen just totally changed. Was that just on my end?
You look fine. Yeah, that's just on your end.
What happened? Hold on just 1 second, because I want to make sure I'm not about to lose everything. I don't know why that happened. Okay.
Allie said
So
she lost some.
What?
Allie says that, yeah, I have lost sound. So, Allie, are you able to hear us? Okay, no sound. Sorry, guess something is happening. Oh, for heaven's sakes.
No.
Wow.
Whack-a-doodle time.
Hey,
It's
All
been
right, she'll
happening all
probably be
over.
back. She can come back in. So I got Urzuli.
Yeah.
Yep, Urzuli Dantor, and this is the first time I pulled this card. And she's a goddess, and her message is of etheric chords. So the guidance message is: if it isn't wholehearted love, release it. Remember your worth. The energy cords binding you and someone you no longer wish to be attached to are strong. You must be willing to let go. Close your eyes, see divine swords of goddesses, loving light separating you and dissolving the cords between you. You are both whole and healed. Just as you shower to cleanse physical grime, there is also grime in the form of energy cords. Absolutely. Also called karmic ribbons, emotional cords, or etheric cords. Spiritual maintenance is required. The declaration is, I am worthy, compassionate, and whole. And this is such a beautiful card.
It is. It's gorgeous. Like an icon.
I like that.
And I just love how we all got like very,
yeah,
I don't know, very angelic, and yeah, it was kind of,
Very
that was neat.
definitely. Very definitely.
Yeah. You want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So Jess D. Schultz says, hello, I've been working for the same company for over 20 years. I had to blow the whistle on my boss, and as a result, what was a difficult job has become downright unpleasant. And the rest of it she wrote, she just said, any messages. So like,
Okay.
yeah,
comments, help.
yeah.
What? Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Was there? She did have more. I just couldn't get.
Yeah, it would only take so
access,
much.
Yeah, the rest of it. Yeah, but yeah, she was saying that it's very unpleasant, and she's wondering if she should stick it out, or if she should go somewhere else, or what. So yeah, it's what next? What next? More than anything else, I think. So yeah. Yeah. And Rose Blue says, I left to check on a notice, and well, blame it on solar flares, y'all. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. Poor Allie lost all her sound, so had to leave. If you can find a way to get back, Allie, for the next 10 minutes or so, whatever, come on back. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
All righty. Okay.
If anybody's ready, go ahead.
Yeah. So, what I got was purity. And that is Yeah, beautiful, beautiful husky with those crystal blue eyes. Just, yeah. Okay. What you did, Justy, is you did the right thing. Okay. You have nothing to feel guilty about or ashamed of or whatnot. There was something that was inappropriate. You saw it, you reported it. That's all that you can do. If, um, if someone is making it a little more difficult for you in your position, then I think maybe you need to maybe go over the boss's head and talk to the boss's boss and say, look, this is my situation, so I need to have some protection here, and so just remain pure of thought, remain pure of intention more than anything else. But yeah, that's what I've got.
Mhm.
I'll go. I got the world. And personally, I mean, and I know we're all have our cards. I would go somewhere else and just do something new. You've been there for 20 years. That's just my opinion. We all have opinions, right? But based on what you shared with me, I kind of feel like this is the universe saying, Jess, move it along. Go do something else. Shine your light somewhere else. You don't have to do that. I'm just telling you what I think and what I'm feeling off this card. This card has several meanings. One of them is it's the end of the cycle. It's done, right? It's done. Also, it could be, your world. It's your world. What do you want? It can mean a lot of different things. But me, the way that I am, I'm all about freedom and adventure. Something like this happened to me. Bye, deuces. I'm out. But you got to do what's right for you. But this is what I pulled. I feel like this is a nudge from the universe. It's time to step it in a new direction. So, especially if you're being made uncomfortable, it was a difficult job, and now it's downright unpleasant. To me, it's yeah. But you got to do what's going to make you comfortable. So that's fine.
Yeah. And Allie typed in and said, I pulled a card, and it was attuned to your own situation, and no, maybe this is a time for you to leave this situation. Check your gut.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, and I pulled the pearl, and it says alchemy, the reward at the end from grit to grace. And basically what it's talking about is that pearls are considered very precious to us. And it can take a long time for a really good pearl to form. Anywhere, they say, from 6 months to a couple of years to get a real natural pearl that's pretty perfect. And basically what this card is saying to you is that something sacred is being created around you, within you, for you, by you. All of those. And that you're going through the grit in order to get to the grace and to have the pearl at the end of the road. And so you've been through all of this, so now may be a good time to say, you know what? It's time for me to take my pearl and go somewhere else where I will be appreciated for the beauty that pearl brings, instead of just having more sand kicked in my face.
And a pearl is the end of a cycle. Once you have that
Yes.
pearl,
Yeah.
That's
That was
it.
beautiful.
it's done doing what it's doing.
That was beautiful. And I got new life. So it has you cycling to something that you deserve, something wonderful. And I pulled other cards just to see what the story was. And you will be successful and it will be wonderful. So, yeah, moving forward is certainly something you might consider. And as these cards have all indicated, that might be something you want to consider.
Yeah. And it's funny because when Sherry pulled her card and started talking about the pearl, the first thing that popped into my head is don't cast pearls before swine.
Oh, totally, exactly right.
So
Right.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
So
No.
true. So true. Absolutely 100%.
all right. Sorry, you guys, but it is so hot in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I
You
gotta
do
do
my
something.
hair pulled back in a ponytail. I gave up around 1 o'clock. It was like, can't
Uh-huh.
handle this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was in an air conditioned office.
Uh-huh. I gotcha. So you know what? Maybe if I think that's it for questions. We do have a little bit of
We
time
are.
left. Maybe let's pull some cards on this solar flare and see the effect that is going to have on us over the next couple days.
So
Because clearly it's doing something.
it obviously is doing something.
Alrighty.
Solar flares.
And I just, as I was shuffling, I had a card just
Me too.
pop out. Yeah. So I got forgiveness. So, and it don't be too hard on yourself. Don't, you know what? These things do come by. They do test us. That's all it is. It's a test. There is no pass. There is no fail. Just go with the flow. And yeah, if dinner's late tonight and the family wants to know why dinner's late, solar flares, go look it up. Google it.
And yeah, this matches in a way because it's about partnership and getting along with people, in some way, shape, or form within, there you are. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Mine was perfect harmony.
Yeah. It's to get to that place. There you go. Yeah. Look at that.
It's about getting together and taking care of the planet and everybody
Yeah.
working together and figuring out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
time to step up and do
And
the
once
job.
we do, we'll all
the
be
work.
in perfect harmony. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how quickly the sky got pretty and blue during the pandemic, and how the
Yes.
smog cleared over LA, and there was
Within
pictures
a
of
week, you could
LA,
hear
and I saw
birds
somewhere,
singing
and yeah, I mean, it's like it's just gross. I won't even start. It's just you got to get it together and make it. It has to be enforced nationally, globally.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And Allie says, yeah, this is a test.
Time's
of the
up.
Emergency broadcast system.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because within a month of lockdown happening across the planet,
Yeah.
scientists were shocked at how fast things started reversing itself.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
From the air
why
being
part of the
clean,
reason
the
that it
water being
happened.
clean, the hearing and seeing birds
part of
in
the
the,
reason it
in the
happened.
air. Yeah, it was amazing.
But nothing was done about it. The world saw it. It still didn't do a damn thing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not
So-
enough people, not yet. But you know what?
It
The
will get
fact
there.
that we can talk about it, the fact that some people have recognized it, we are going to be talking about it more and more and more. And
Gonna have to. Everybody's
Yeah.
well, yeah. Otherwise, we're not going to have a planet to talk about. Seriously.
no.
The planet's not going anywhere. It's us that's
Yes.
going to be gone.
No.
So, I mean,
Right. No, the people are gonna die. The people are gonna die. Gaia,
Yeah.
you can't kill the planet. She's gonna be perfectly fine, but she will wipe everybody out until they start doing what they're supposed to be doing. And I'm sorry, I feel so strongly about this, and it's like I'm only one person, but there's probably more that I could do. But I do stuff every day, and then I see people here that get Amazon packages every day and get all their garbage and everything else. It's just like, really? Running errands all over the place instead of consolidating. There's so many things that can be done easily. Walk right by trash on the ground, don't pick it up. It's just
that
gross.
irritates me.
Trash up.
I pick
do
up trash
too.
all daily.
I definitely do.
It's just, I don't know. It's gross.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's just
Sorry.
like I handle purchasing and stuff at work in our department. I'm the one that does the ordering. I'm the one that has to deal with it when it comes in. But the one thing that I do is I consolidate when we're getting our packages so that everything's delivered at the same time. So they can
It should
pack
be
everything into 1 or 2 shipments.
not even an
you know.
option. Yep.
And,
Yeah. It shouldn't even. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I make a point of scheduling it that way so that I don't have, 15 trucks coming in the course of a
Yeah.
week when I could only have 3.
Right. And that's a great step, Sherry. Absolutely. And you're working out there in the world.
Yep.
If everybody took that responsibility and did what you did, we'd be cutting down a lot of trucks out there making multiple trips.
Oh, yeah.
With that carbon emissions and whatnot, that carbon footprint. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
because you know what? As an individual person, none of us is going to change the world overnight.
Yeah.
What we can do is change ourselves so that every day we do just a little something, just a tiny little bit, and it adds up. It adds up. So,
Yeah.
yeah, totally get it.
Yeah.
Totally get it.
Thanks for being here, everybody. Sorry, it was a group effort.
Right.
We pulled it off.
Screened us, and Marina put the questions up, and I did the talking in the beginning, and whatever. We pulled it all together. So, anyways, we pulled it in. Allie had to go because the universe stepped in. Whatever. Hey, it was a collage. We got it done.
Yeah, totally.
Anyways.
It was like a family meeting, right?
It's a family meeting.
Yeah.
It's
And
all
who's
in our
hosting
family
next
meetings
week?
went so smoothly.
And who's hosting next week?
Sharon is.
I think it's Sharon, right?
Sharon, yeah, is
Sharon.
supposed to be hosting next week, so look out for that.
Yeah.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you for sharing part of your day with us. And don't forget, put your questions in either in the comments below this video or on Saturday when we put up the call for questions. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Sisters of the Mystical Tarot.
Who's out there?
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Thanks for being here.